Good morning. We're looking, actually, it's good afternoon at this point. This video is coming a little bit late. Playing around with some stuff. Trying to do some video, get the whole version of something here. Playing around with video and what have you. We are going to be taking a look at Chapter 6, Consumer Decision Making on Canvas. You should already probably have this, but I lit up week 11, which is April 17th. These weeks may not line up with other classes, depending on which class and how many weeks, and if we had any. So I did put a couple questions in here, end of chapter questions. I'm going to click on it just to show you there's only 2 questions in there. Make sure they get done before the 24th at 11 a.m. So they are due before class begins next week. I'm going to be shooting out another video as a second part to this because I like keeping my videos to about 15 minutes because it takes too long to upload or what have you. So we're just going to talk about the very first 3 learning objectives in this chapter. So taking a look at these learning objectives that we have in here, explain why marketing managers should understand consumer behavior, analyze the components of consumer decision-making process, and explain the consumer's post-purchase evaluation process. Those 3 things we're going to get through today, 6 on next Friday. Some of the other learning objectives in here, the cultural differences, the social factors, all these factors that play in to how we buy things in the store. Of course, with COVID-19, factors that are involved with the buying process. A lot of different terms. I put them on the PowerPoint. I will upload this PowerPoint, although this PowerPoint, do not print off the PowerPoint because I'll probably upload a fresh one for the second half for next week. But all the ones in green are the ones, that's to say we're not going to see the other words, terms, but these ones in green I want to definitely.
Now I have my consumer here, Trouble. You can see we have a nicely named Trouble here. We're trying to decide, what does this baby want? He just woke up, so he's not very happy. He's hungry. Look at him. He's like, oh, I want something. So what's he going to take? What's he going to go for first? He goes for the passy because he's tired and just waking up. But then he goes for a ladle. He hasn't had breakfast and he goes for a ladle? What's going on? And that's the kind of frustration that marketers have when they try to understand consumer behavior. Because you think, oh, well, the baby just woke up. He should be hungry, so he probably is going to want to drink the bottle. Unfortunately, it doesn't always work that way.
So as we describe consumer behavior, we got to figure out what exactly consumer behavior is. What is it? You saw in the baby video on the baby choosing the binky. We call it a binky. We've always called it a binky. And then the scoop / ladle. Leaving the bottle off to the side, not doing anything, even though the baby is just up and getting hungry. So ultimately we just define consumer behavior as how consumers make purchases decisions, how they use and dispose of the purchased goods and or services. We all make purchase decisions separately, but there is a step-by-step process we'll take a look at in a few minutes. So what is it about value? Some kind of personal assessment, something that each one of us value. Maddie, you value things differently. Alex, you value things differently. I value different things. It is all within our personal assessment of whatever it is worth. You may think of shampoo products and hair products as more valuable than myself. I can care less. And of course, it's made upon a perceived value, utilitarian value, and as well as hedonic value. Each of these are different because, of course, perceived value is what we expect to get. When we buy something, we expect a certain value. Whether we're buying high end, low end, do we look for quantity quality, price, deals. Utilitarian value is it gives us something in return. Say like a washer and dryer or a stove or a fridge. Something we technically need slash want. And we'll talk about needs and wants here in a couple minutes. And of course the last one is the hedonic value. It's some kind of means to an end. This could be something that gives us good feelings, going out to dinner, going on vacation, um, spending money on just ourselves to make us happy. It has to do with more of our personal feelings. Of course, when we make a decision, there is a process. It doesn't mean we sit here and go, oh my gosh, I need to recognize, oh, I need the information, I need the evaluation of the information, I need to make the purchase, and I need to go through this post-purchase behavior. No, we don't actually recognize every single step. So depending on what you're buying, what your decision-making process is, some of these steps you may skip over. I did it last night on a quick purchase. As an example, my kid has an Xbox One. I went to buy a 1-year card for it, and so I went online, bought an Xbox Live card, and then we put it on his Xbox, but he gets an Xbox Pass, Game Pass, and then that 1-year pass actually converts down to only 4 months in the Game Pass world. Personally, but that's just me. And then come to find out, I could have actually got another 2 months if I would have just got the Game Pass versus getting the Live Pass and converting. To me, it's sort of crazy. I skipped a couple of these steps in my decision-making process. I recognized it. Did I do the information search? Probably not so much. Did I evaluate the alternatives? Not so much. Did I purchase? Yes. Do I have some kind of post-purchase behavior? Probably. So obviously, you don't hit every single step. At the beginning, we talked about wants and needs. And again, wants and needs do go hand in hand. Remember that baby at the very beginning video we talked about, or we didn't talk about, but it showed it was a marketing concept of how frustrating marketers can be towards a consumer decision-making process. Because out of those three things, the assumption would be for the marketer that the baby's going to take the bottle, but guess what? Did not take the bottle. So we have to understand what wants and needs are. Of course, a want is some kind of unfulfilled need, and a need is something that we actually, something between our actual and our desired states. We need to have clothes, we need to have food, we need to have, and again, that first step in that decision-making process is that need recognition. What do we actually? Stimulus can be anything, any kind of input that affects our five senses. Whether it be something that we see, something that we physically touch, smell, taste, or hear. That can stimulate anything of our senses. If we're hungry, of course, smelling that fresh can be some kind of stimulus. Information research or information search, that second step. We know we want to need something. Now we got to look at some information. What do we want? Do we want less information? We have less risk. We have more knowledge, more product experience, low level of interest, or do we need more information? Less risk, less product experience, high level of interest, obviously. And of course, we need more information because we have a lack of confidence in it. Here deals with the evaluation of alternatives and, of course, the purchase/post-purchase. What do you look like when you? What do you look like? What do you look for when you buy a product? Especially when it comes, say, down to toothpaste. You go to a toothpaste aisle, there are literally dozens of different types of toothpaste. What exactly do you look for in that toothpaste? Do you look for the color? Do you look for the strength? Do you look for the flavor? Do you look for if it's a flip top or a twist off top? Is it all kinds of different scenarios you can run into with toothpaste? And that's just one thing. Evaluate the alternatives. Use some kind of cut-off criteria. What it is? Is it a price? Remember we talked about this in the last chapter. We have a product. Is it a price? Is it the way they placement? Is it the way the commercial is? Johnny Depp does a toothpaste commercial, so you know what? I am buying the same toothpaste that Johnny Depp uses. A lot of different decisions that can be made. And of course, when all said and done, we have what we call cognitive dissonance. It's some kind of our experience in that purchase. Was our purchase good, bad, indifferent? Was it worth it? Was it not worth it? What do we do with that experience? In our heads, we have some kind of concept of what it should feel like, but there's some kind of inconsistency between my value of it and the behavior of it and how I actually feel about that purchase. Yes, this really takes into consideration a lot when we go to purchase stuff. A lot of this is subconscious. So if you think about, again, the grander marketing scheme, these are how marketers target their audience. How are they looking for that specific target element? Women aged 20 to 45 that are upper middle class, that do this, do that. Teens between 12 and 17 years old that do this, do that. There's always some kind of behavior that these marketers are going for that target market. Well, that is all the time we have. I'm not sure exactly what this video came out to be, maybe about 10 minutes. But take a look at that canvas, those couple questions. Excuse me. Do not wait until a little coffee. Do not wait until the last minute to finish those questions. I will be putting another video up here over the weekend. Hope you guys enjoy your weekend. I'm sorry this is so late, but you should be able to answer the bell ringer pretty easily. And the bell ringer question is, what item did the baby grab at the very beginning of the video? The baby had 3 items. He had a bottle, a binky, and a ladle. What was his first instinct and what did he grab first? Hint, it wasn't the bottle. Have a good one. Enjoy your weekend. Have fun. Be safe. Bye.
That's all, folks.